local weather with the KX Storm Team.
I think I'm going to use Lauren's words from just a little bit ago. It'd be kind of a rude awakening to go outside this morning, like near Lincoln, and see what Melody saw there. Look at that storm cloud. That will get your attention. This is a storm east of Rugby. Now, this one was not severe, but that looks like a pretty good little downpour right there. Check out this rain gauge. This was in the Bismarck-Mandan area, and I'm not exactly sure if it was either Bismarck or Mandan. I don't know from the website, except there were several reports of just tremendous amounts of rain. This one, that's the 3, so 3 1/4 inches of rain this morning in the Bismarck-Mandan area. Just a couple of storm reports. At 4:20, 74-mile-an-hour wind. Right there at Almont, a 91-mile-an-hour wind. Now that is going to get your attention. At Moffett, 91 miles an hour at 5:47. And then pictures, we have pictures of extensive damage to a farm home. You can read this here. That was at 5:30. So just a really bad start to the day. And it may happen again overnight tonight into tomorrow. The Storm Prediction Center has this area in the slight risk, which is a higher risk than a marginal risk. Pretty much anybody in North Dakota has a chance of a severe storm. Well, maybe not up in Crosby, but other than that, it looks like anybody would have a chance. Just the highest odds are going to be the south and to the east. Now, the tornado threat is not 0, but it isn't very high. But it technically still possible. We'll have moderately large hail, probably the size of ping pong balls tonight in some of the storms, and the winds could be very strong, maybe 70-mile-an-hour wind tonight. On the radar, nothing showing up now, maybe just a few returns, but they're not hitting the ground. And we're still looking at the sky. The storm Thursday took out the controls for our Bismarck Skycam, 82 degrees. Dew point's quite high at 66 in Bismarck. Minot's 80 degrees, dew point is at 61, and Williston 78 degrees, the dew point's at 57, and in Dickinson 78 degrees, the dew point's at 62. So we have enough heat. I mean, it's not 90 to 100, but this is plenty hot enough that when you throw in these kind of dew points, it's pretty unstable out there. So what we need, because it's kind of capped right now, is something to break the cap, get some lift going, something like that. Looks like that'll happen tonight. Now, around 7 o'clock, maybe not much, but by the 10 o'clock news, maybe a cluster of storms moving into southwestern North Dakota. And look what happens here. Here we are at 11, kind of working along I-94 into the south. And according to this model, notice that purple in there? And that could be anywhere here. That's the possibility of severe weather. That's around midnight tonight. 1 o'clock in the morning. Look at that. I mean, this just could be another kind of a long night. 2 o'clock in the morning. More storms still possible. 3 o'clock, kind of finally getting off to the east a little bit. And this particular model doesn't really play up much of a chance for storms in the northwest, but that could happen too. That is on other forecast models. So I don't want to say that northwest will be storm-free, just not as good of odds as to the east. So here we are, 3 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, maybe most of it's out of here, off towards Jamestown, and yet there could still be another storm. So forecast temps Wednesday morning will be fairly mild, and then by 12 noon, 60s and 70s, probably upper 70s, close to 80. It is going to be a little bit windy tomorrow afternoon, a little less humidity. Looking at the next 7 days, it is really going to heat up. It's also going to be a little bit windy. But we are going to have some pretty hot temperatures, and there's already a heat advisory in Montana for Friday. But Lauren and Chad, it looks like we may be dealing with storms overnight again tonight.
It just never seems to end.
No, I was always told you can't complain about rain, but I think we can complain about severe weather enough.
At least it'll be out of the way for the 4th of July.
It's true.
Thanks, Tom.